This is your marketplace. We're headed to Hamilton, Ontario, testing the government's promise to protect consumers.
Hey, Kira.
Hi.
Hi, good to see you.
And their homes.
You have something to show me?
Yes. All right. This monstrous thing here is what they installed.
Kira Major feels scammed and says she was sucked into renting a HEPA filter by an HVAC company that promised savings.
What was it about the sales pitch with Ontario Green Savings that got you to sign up?
I thought I was going to get reduction in my bills because he said this filter will help make your furnace more efficient. Will also give you some rebates that the government's giving out.
She signs up and then discovers a lien on her home and has to pay nearly $9,000 to remove it. All of that for a filter which retails for less than $1,000 online.
Do you feel you were taken?
Absolutely. I'm embarrassed, actually. I don't like to talk about it because I'm embarrassed. I got scammed.
Earlier this year, we investigate the same HVAC company, capturing on hidden camera an Ontario Green Savings rep using misleading claims to sell a new water heater to an undercover marketplace producer. There's nothing wrong with the old one, but that's not what he says.
It's ticketed, so you have to get it replaced within the next 6 days.
Karen Norgard finds herself caught up in the company's sales pitch too, a false promise of big savings. But instead, she gets HVAC equipment that will end up costing a lot more than it's worth.
This furnace is worth about $1,800.
No way!
Mm-hmm.
No! $1,800?
$1,800. And you're going to be paying more than $12,000 over the course of this contract.
It makes me want to cry.
Both women file complaints with Consumer Protection Ontario. The ministry promises to investigate and enforce consumer protection laws.
You filed a complaint with Consumer Protection Ontario. What happened there?
Essentially nothing. I sent everything in, and they came back and said that it was not approved, and I did not have a case.
So how many more have told the government they too have been ripped off by this same HVAC company? We do some digging.
Okay, let's see what we can get.
All right, let's do it.
And file a Freedom of Information request that allows members of the public, including journalists, to access government records.
We could pull some of this stuff.
Hey, check this out.
We uncover more than 400 calls and complaints to Consumer Protection Ontario about Ontario Green Savings in the last 3 years. Civil litigation lawyer Jennifer Lilly says the complaints keep coming.
So I would say probably take at least one call per week from people who have been scammed by that company.
She also provides legal advice with the nonprofit agency Pro Bono Ontario.
Is the government doing enough to protect homeowners?
I definitely think that they could be doing more, especially a lot of consumer protection legislation was passed, but a lot of it is being disregarded by these companies.
It clearly hasn't stopped.
I want to show you something. We uncovered more than 400 complaints and calls to Consumer Protection Ontario about this one company. When you see all these people in a very similar situation, what does it tell you?
Consumers don't matter. The department is there to just make the government look good that we're protecting our consumers when they're really not.
Do you feel like you're completely alone in this?
I did before you guys showed up.
Kira wants to know why Consumer Protection won't investigate her complaint, so we call them up together.
Consumer Protection Ontario, bonjour. How can I help you?
Hi, I'm just calling to find out more about a case that I had put in. So why did it not get investigated?
It was referred to pro bono, meaning our services here wouldn't be good enough to obtain your money.
Consumer Protection won't help me.
I can't help you. I mean, there's limits to what we can assist you with here.
She doesn't get any answers. Instead, she's told Consumer Protection can only help in cases where companies cooperate.
I am familiar with Ontario Green Savings. They've been in the news, and it might be fair to say that they're a bad faith company.
So she's left on her own.
He said Consumer Protection Ontario knows this company is a problem.
Yeah.
Yet, here you are.
That's disgusting. That's not right. It's not okay.
No support. Karen knows that feeling.
The ministry has determined that your complaint will not be investigated. I was pretty shocked.
The Ontario government does nothing for Karen either.
They wash their hands of me. So what good is that? Like, to just say, yeah, you're right, but we can't help you.
How would you describe consumer protection given your experience?
I found it very disappointing. I didn't have the help. What protection is there if they're just saying, yeah, you have a case, see you later? Go to pro bono for some free help.
It's also just overwhelming trying to navigate this court process. These companies, they target people who want to make a positive impact on the climate crisis by making their homes more energy efficient. They target people who want to save money by upgrading equipment. And they target people who want to ensure the health and safety of their families.
So really anybody.
Yeah, there's not really any demographic that's not susceptible to the tactics that they're using here. This is a very sophisticated scam.
After several victims come forward, the government laid dozens of charges against the company and its director back in 2019. But since then, our search uncovers $2.2 million in consumer claims. The trial hasn't even begun. The company tells us they will defend themselves in court. They add they've already made some improvements and are committed to their customers' satisfaction.
At what point do these guys get stopped? They just keep doing it, and that's okay by the government? It's not right.
We've got the same burning questions, Kira, for you and hundreds of others. We reach out to the minister in charge, Khalid Rashid, but he won't talk to us on camera. Instead, sends us a statement saying the matter is before the courts. But we still have questions, so we head to his constituency office.
We're here to bring these more than 400 calls and complaints to the minister. We want him to explain why the government keeps allowing Ontario Green Savings to rope people in and take their money.
They tell us Minister Khalid Rashid isn't there.
Can you tell me when the minister will be in?
I'm not sure.
He has no schedule?
I don't have access to it.
No, could you check for us and let us know?
Well, not right now.
I'm sure homeowners would really like to hear from him on this. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this massive list of complaints we have for the minister, and hopefully we'll hear from him directly on this. We're going to stay on the case. If you have an HVAC story, email us at marketplace@cbc.ca.